My dear friends, let me begin with a question. Have you ever felt that every step after 60 feels heavier than the last? I've been practicing medicine here in the United States for more than 35 years. Most of my patients are between 50 and 80, and almost every day, someone looks at me with pain in their eyes and says, "Doctor, maybe this is just old age. Maybe pain is my destiny now." And every time I smile gently and tell them, "No, pain is not your destiny. Age is not the enemy. Habits are." I want to share something powerful with you today. Something simple but life-changing. The truth about your body after 50. You see, your body is not betraying you. It's simply asking you to care for it differently. Let's walk through this journey together. 1. Poor circulation was the silent culprit. Many seniors think pain in their legs, heaviness when walking, or swelling at night is just old bones. But that's not true. The real culprit, most often, is poor circulation. When blood doesn't flow well to your legs, your muscles suffocate. They don't get the oxygen and minerals they need. That's why you feel heavy, stiff, or numb. But here's the hopeful part. Circulation can be improved at any age. Beetroot has natural nitrates that open up blood vessels. Magnesium relaxes muscles and blood vessels. Turmeric and antioxidants fight the rusting inside your arteries. I've seen patients in their 70s who couldn't walk 2 blocks suddenly enjoy long evening strolls again, just by improving circulation through diet and small daily choices. So the next time your legs feel like stone, don't just say, "I'm old." Instead, ask yourself, what can I do to help my blood flow again? I often tell my patients, your body has its own night shift workers. When you go to bed, your body doesn't rest. It works harder than you think, repairing tissues, calming inflammation, restoring your nervous system. That's why mornings should feel refreshing. But if you go to bed with an empty tank, lacking the minerals and nutrients your body needs, those workers have no tools. You wake up stiff, sore, and tired. Imagine the difference between trying to build a house with bare hands versus having a full toolbox. That's what good nighttime nourishment does. It hands your body the right tools before bed. A simple glass with the right natural ingredients can make the night a time of true recovery. Not just sleep, but healing sleep. Pain is often inflammation whispering, "I'm here." Inflammation builds silently over years, from processed foods, sugar, stress, and inactivity. It's the hidden fire that stiffens joints, burns nerves, and makes muscles ache. But just as fire can destroy, it can also be cooled. Nature gave us fire extinguishers, ginger, warming but calming to inflammation. Curcumin from turmeric, one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories known. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish or flax seeds, soothing oils for your joints. I remember a patient, Mrs. Linda, 68 years old. She told me she had given up on gardening because of knee pain. After adding natural anti-inflammatories daily, within weeks she was back tending her roses. She looked at me with tears and said, "Doctor, I got my joy back." And that's the point. Fighting inflammation is not about looking younger. It's about living fuller. One of the most overlooked reasons behind leg cramps, stiffness, and sudden nighttime pain is simple: mineral loss. After 50, your body holds on to less magnesium and potassium. Without these, your muscles misfire. They spasm, they cramp, they ache. Think of your body like an orchestra. Magnesium and potassium are the conductors. Without them, the music becomes chaotic. Muscles tighten when they should relax, nerves fire when they should rest. I remember a patient named Robert, 72. He suffered nightly cramps so severe, he said it felt like his calves were being twisted by iron hands. We adjusted his evening nutrition: a banana, a handful of nuts, a magnesium-rich drink before bed. Within 2 weeks, the cramps eased. For the first time in years, he slept through the night. It wasn't magic, it was minerals. Let me tell you something that surprises many seniors. You can still move gracefully after 60, 70, even 80. The heaviness you feel, the fear of stairs, the shortness of breath, these are not permanent punishments of age. They are signs that your body needs attention. I've seen grandmothers dance at weddings again. I've seen grandfathers chase their grandchildren in the park. And every time they said the same thing, "Doctor, I thought I was too old." But I was wrong. Your body remembers what freedom feels like. You don't need to feel 20 again. You just need to feel strong enough to live without hesitation. With the right care, that's still possible. So don't accept the lie that your best movement is behind you. Your legs can still carry you to new places if you give them the chance. Now let's talk about one of the most dangerous myths in medicine. The idea that pain is just part of getting old. So many times a patient has sat across from me, grimacing, and said, "Doctor, it's just my age." And I lean forward, look them in the eyes, and reply, "No, pain is not normal. Pain is a message. And imagine ignoring the warning lights on your car dashboard. Eventually, the engine breaks down. Your body's the same. Pain is not there to punish you, Tomando. It's there to guide you. One of my patients, Margaret, 65, believed her knee pain was simply old age. She put off treatment, ignored the signals, until one day she could barely walk across her living room. When we finally addressed the root causes, inflammation, circulation, and mineral balance, her pain eased. She looked at me and whispered, "I wish I hadn't waited so long." My friends, don't wait. Pain is not destiny. Pain is a call for change. We've already seen how minerals, movement, and listening to pain can change everything. But there are still more secrets that too many people over 50 never hear. These next steps may surprise you because they are not about medicine at all. They are about small, daily choices that give your body the power to heal itself. I often tell my swamins, healing doesn't have to taste bitter. It can be as simple as a single glass before bed. Not a prescription pill, not a complicated therapy, just a gentle mix of what your body is craving. Minerals, antioxidants, calming herbs, natural anti-inflammatories. When you drink that glass before sleep, you're not just quenching thirst. You're sending your body a message. Tonight you have what you need to repair. And the results? Many of my patients notice changes faster than they expect. They fall asleep more easily. They wake up with less stiffness. Within weeks, their steps feel lighter. The power is not in the glass itself. The power is in giving your body what it has been missing for years. Too many people only act when pain becomes unbearable. They wait until they cannot climb the stairs, cannot sleep through the night, cannot walk across the room. But the truth is, the earlier you respond, the easier the recovery. I remember Mr. James, 67. He came to me only after months of ignoring his leg pain. By then his muscles were weaker, his nerves more irritated, his recovery slower. He told me, "Doctor, I wish I had listened to my body sooner." And I told him what I want to tell you now. It's never too late to start, but it's always better not to wait. If you feel the first whispers of pain, don't ignore them. Early care prevents later suffering. Here's something many people forget. Sleep is not just rest. Sleep is medicine. But after 50, sleep often becomes shallow. You toss and turn. You wake up unrefreshed. And when sleep suffers, healing suffers. That's why I teach my patients to treat sleep like sacred time. A quiet bedroom, a gentle evening routine, and yes, the right nutrients before bed to help the body relax. Magnesium calms muscles. Potassium balances nerves. Natural herbs like chamomile and lemon balm soothe the mind. When sleep deepens, the body repairs more effectively than any drug can. I had a patient, Eleanor, 74, who told me she hadn't slept through the night in years. We adjusted her nutrition and evening routine. Within weeks, she came back smiling. "Doctor, I slept 8 hours straight. I feel 10 years younger." That's the power of true sleep. Not just hours in bed, but real healing rest. So far, we've talked about circulation, minerals, inflammation, pain, and even the healing power of sleep. But there are still two more truths that can completely change life after 50. And these two, my friends, may be the most practical of all. Let me share a secret. Your body doesn't get stiff because you're old. It gets stiff because it stops moving. Movement is medicine. Just 15 minutes of walking, stretching, or light exercise a day is enough to transform your health. Why? Because movement pumps blood through your muscles. carries oxygen to your cells, and washes away inflammation. I remember a man named Carlos, 70 years old, who told me, "Doctor, I'm too tired to exercise." I smiled and replied, "Carlos, you don't need a gym. You need 10 minutes of walking. Start with that." Weeks later, he came back and said, "Doctor, those 10 minutes gave me back my energy. Now I walk 30 minutes every morning." That's the truth. Motion creates energy. When you move, you don't lose strength, you gain it. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned in 35 years of practice is this: healing is real. I've seen it again and again. Seniors who thought they would live with pain forever, walking freely after a month of small changes. Women who believed sleepless nights were permanent, smiling after weeks of deeper rest. Men who thought climbing stairs was impossible, enjoying hikes with their grandchildren. They all said the same thing: "Doctor, I wish I had started sooner." And that's what I want for you. Not regret, but renewal. My dear friends, here is the truth. Aging is a privilege. Pain is optional. Your body remembers what freedom feels like. It remembers what it was like to wake up without stiffness, to walk without fear, to laugh without being interrupted by pain. That memory is still inside you, but it takes action: a nightly glass of nourishment, a handful of mineral-rich foods, a few minutes of walking, a gentle commitment to better sleep. These are not grand miracles. They are small choices. But small choices, repeated daily, become life-changing medicine. So I invite you, start tonight. Give your body what it has been missing. Take that short walk. Drink that healing glass. Treat your sleep like medicine. Because at 60, 70, even 80, you are not too old to feel strong again. You are not too old to dance. You are not too old to heal. If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a spouse, a parent who needs hope today. And if you'd like more simple, natural health wisdom, make sure to subscribe, because we're just getting started on this journey together. Remember, aging is a gift, but pain is a choice. Choose healing.